I still need to find a way to intro these things. Back on December 30th of last year, we went to Georgia Aquarium in Atlanta, and it was amazing. If you've never been, I do recommend you go. I wouldn't go this time of year because all the school-age kids were looking for something to do, so I guess this is why everything was full. And of course, Jasmine had to go to the bathroom first. Now, these aren't going to be any like artistic expression or anything as far as the photography goes. This is more of just a tourist spot. When I was here, I only had my X-T3 with me again, and I had the 18-55 kit lens. I think it's the most versatile lens I could need personally. It was wide enough, almost, for most things. I think it would have been better just to bring a wide angle lens, but I didn't, so I just made do with what I had. This is the bread and butter of this place. This was the coolest thing I've ever seen in an aquarium. It's just a tunnel in a 6.3 million gallon tank. They had a little bit of everything. There was whale sharks, there were sea turtles, there's these huge freaking manta rays. There's the big whale boys right there. This place was awesome. You can kind of see everyone just looking up in amazement, and I spent the whole day trying to find faces of people that were looking up, just, you know, at the nature that was happening. This one looked okay, I guess, you know, lower third, the woman looking up, but whatever. This guy was, you know, taking a picture of this turtle. Usually I'm really harsh on myself, as was pointed out in the last video, but I'm not going to be harsh on myself for this one. This is just a tourist location. There's not a whole lot you can do as far as photography goes. But I do still think this place was awesome and worth a video for. I will say though, if I wasn't doing this for a YouTube video, I would not have brought my camera. I would not have got my phone out to take pictures or videos. I don't understand why tourists, myself included, do this. When are you ever going to look at a video of fish again? Could be for real. I don't know. Maybe you're a marine biologist or something. I don't know. I like the way the light was coming through on this one, but it wasn't going to turn out to anything, so let's just did the JPEG of it. Luckily, Fuji JPEGs are something else, and honestly, I find myself liking the JPEGs more than I like my own edits half the time. We had to do the usual civilian things here. That's my wife, Jasmine. She had to deal with me driving in Atlanta, which, if you've never been to Atlanta, just think all of the worst driving habits ever. I could have stayed here forever. If I had to pick one room to have to spend the rest of my life in, absolutely, 100% right here. That glass is 2 feet wide. It's a lot of glass. There's not a whole lot to say here. I'm just going to shut up and let you guys watch. Alright, so hopefully you guys found that as awesome as I did. Those things, I think they said they were 25 feet long, and whale sharks grow to be 50 to 60. It's pretty big. It makes me really want to get my scuba license just to meet one out in the open water or something. Pull a Sam Colder. There's something about jellyfish that I always just find just, you know, like they look like they're in constant slow motion. And so I, you know, naturally took my Fuji, and I did record these things in slow motion, 60 frames a second, but whatever. The good lighting on the jellyfish and the mostly, you know, even background, I thought this would look good as a black and white whenever you see it. I think it looked alright. God, this place is awesome. It was a cold day too, so I guess everyone was looking for something to do inside. This place was packed. Like, as much as I loved it, if I was gonna do this again, I'd have to like get a doctor to give me a Valium or something. There's a lot of exhibits I didn't show because, I mean, I wasn't going to take a picture of anything in it. Like here, I try to take a lot of pictures, but again, I mean, like, look at all these people. Like, that's just too many people. If I could have it back, I'd probably try to get that one girl that was pointing up right there. But it was really hard to try to be a photographer in this kind of an environment. Not to make excuses for myself, but gosh, there were so many people. This one was showing off the reef, obviously. They have a lot of little bitty tanks and everything. And what people don't understand, like if you've never tried to have a saltwater aquarium, when you get over here to the anemones, this is how you flex as an aquarium. This right here. I mean, I'm sure raising a whale shark, I'm sure keeping all of that stuff in that humongous tank, that's a humongous flex. But keeping an anemone alive and growing as much as this one is, I'm telling you, that's like the ultimate flex. They're pretty picky. I found Nemo, obviously. I had to make the dad joke. I feel like the clownfish and the whatever Dory is forever going to be grouped together now, which is pretty hilarious. This is the freshwater part of the exhibit. Again, I didn't find anything I could take a photo of, but again, these tanks, man, they are something else. The only other aquariums I've been to, I went to the one in New Orleans, which was okay. They didn't have anything near this. And then I've been to the Chattanooga one, the Tennessee Aquarium, and this one takes the cake, like, bar none. I'd be interested to see where this one stacks up with other aquariums in the world. I know there's one in, like, Dubai or something that's pretty insane, but your boy ain't that liquid right now. I can't fly overseas. That little kid was dead. Did you see that? Going to these things, I'm always like in awe of the nature and the life in these places, but part of me just feels bad for them, man. Just let them live their life. Let them be in the open water where they belong. I'm sure they're not complaining though. If a fish could complain. And this right here was the colder water tanks with the beluga whales. Never seen a beluga whale before either. I think this was inspection time for them. These things are pretty freaking big too. I think they said these were like 12 feet long. Alright, and I'm about to fast forward through a lot of these other things and just show you a few pictures. There's the beluga. You can't tell, but he was smiling. There's a dude taking a picture of an octopus. It's a JPEG again. Puffins were there. I think this was the one that turned out the best, is the way she's pointing up at that whale shark. I think those would look good, but again, there wasn't much I could do. I was going to do a whole lot more scouting just roam around this part of Atlanta just to see if I ever wanted to come back. And I do definitely want to come back. I think there's so much of the city that I didn't ever even get a chance to look at. And the guy that I'm kind of stealing this video style from, Evan Rampt, lives here, and he has a lot of places he goes around Atlanta that looks amazing. I really wanted to get a picture of this Ferris wheel, but they were doing construction on it, so whatever. Probably would have been a cool shot at night when they get it up and running again. There's a lot of places whenever I was driving out through downtown that you can see the sun like peeking through buildings, and I've never taken a really good shot like that. I think that would be cool. But just to give you an example, is this one right here, where the lights are casting the shadows and everything. I don't know what I would want to do with that, but something about that just interests me. I hadn't slept. It's about what, 3:30 p.m. right here. And I had been up all night, so whatever. I just snapped a few pictures of Jasmine with her plushies that she had to get. And we decided to head out. I have a lot more ideas of places I want to go, and more like philosophic reasons for owning certain lenses and things that I need to talk about that I'll get to in other videos. I'm sorry if this one was boring for you. It was, I had a great time. I think if you ever want to go to an aquarium and you're around Southeast America, this is a good place to go, for real. Don't go this time of year. I'm saying it again because it needs to be said. Go, I guess fall, maybe. But anyways, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys next week. Peace.